Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. And this continues to be the place for conscious, purpose driven entrepreneurs who are looking to remove the blocks that hold you back from your purpose so that you can manifest abundance through it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm kind of going off the cuff on this one. So, I usually like to do some research and do some preparation, but there's also been a recommendation or suggestion that I'm receiving to allow things to flow in, to sort of open up as a channel would if it were. I'm not claiming to be a channel, but there is a gift of being able to receive that can be prohibited by the type A tendencies of outlining and preparation. So this one's a little bit more fun too. We've talked in the past about your self-concept, your identity, your self-confidence. They're different but similar. And wanted to just share with you a little bit more on that topic, building into something that I have been experiencing. So if you know me, you know that my childhood consisted of lots of guilt and shame from a man who claimed to hear God and be able to tell everyone, including all of the people in his church, what they should do. And so that, of course, gave me the beautiful blessing of complex trauma, which I have since healed and will always continue to be healing, but also learned how to assist in helping others heal. That belief that was so deeply ingrained that we should be meek and mild and humble and quiet and also mousy. And part of this also comes with being a woman too, that, don't be too loud, don't be too bold. And it's also part of being a spiritual being or, a light worker, or however you identify, that we've also received this subconscious message that there's something different about you. Don't rock the boat. Why are you so happy? Why are you shining so brightly? That's not quite the words they use, but that's the message received. You're too big. You're too big. You're too bright. You're too much of something, right? You're too sensitive. You're too soft. You're too naive. You're too optimistic, right? Those were the messages I received. I'm sure you had your too much as well. If you're part of this community, I feel pretty confident in saying every single client that I have met with has also experienced that feeling of not quite belonging, because hurt people. And when you shine brightly, it really aggravates them. They can see that there is something different about us, even though they don't consciously recognize it. It's more of a subconscious thing. I'm sure most of you have experienced multiple times that feeling of walking in the room and having everyone turn their heads. And it's not because you have ketchup on your nose, or your skirt is too short, or your zipper's unzipped. Although we often question, what's wrong with me? Why are they looking at me that way? That it often comes from that place of your big energy, your big light. You're designed differently. You are made to be the girl in the plaid pants amongst the sea of jeans, or as another beautiful client today brought the example of a goat amongst the herd of sheep. And I love this. I had to explain to her why I was smiling so big when she was telling me this, because her story was that in childhood, one of the teachers told her that there's always a goat. There's always a goat in that herd of sheep, just causing a ruckus, causing the sheep to act up, causing trouble. And at the time, for that little girl, it meant a bad thing. It meant that there was something wrong with her. She was the goat and she was supposed to be a sheep. But I love taking pieces of my religious upbringing and using those for the good. That when you look at a sheep, they all need a shepherd. Sheep are not always the smartest. Sometimes they'll even walk off a cliff without proper guidance. But what would a goat do? A goat would climb that damn cliff. A goat would find a ledge and walk down the edge, right? What would a goat do? What does a goat even mean? In sports, it's used as the acronym greatest of all time, which is pretty funny because in this playing with confidence and humility and meekness and mildness and playing small and shrinking back and don't rock the boat. These are trauma responses that have been disguised as something good through religion or social conditioning, that they wanted us to believe that it was good to play small. They wanted us to believe that there's something wrong with you. Nobody likes a big ego. How many of you heard that one? How many of you have heard, who do you think you are? How many of us heard that question and felt the need to explain away, to justify our existence? I say no more. Because we don't manifest what we desire or what we want. We manifest what we think we deserve. Also stated, who we think we are. So if I'm going to stay humble, which the dictionary definition of humble means to think less of your ability or your quality, to think less of your ability. I think there is obviously a need to remain growth-minded, a need to remain open. That arrogance is a closed mindset. Arrogance is willing to step on others. Arrogance is an unhealthy ego, that need, that the wounded ego that needs to be big. I need you to feed me. I need you to show me how great I am so that I can feel okay about myself. That's unhealthy. But a healthy self-concept does not mean that you can't also be humble. We don't need to think less of our abilities. We just need to be open to the abilities of others. Yes, I am one of the best trauma healers in the world. Now, that's a pretty bold and brave statement, something I've been playing with lately. That oftentimes I am very humble and I am very mild about how I explain what I do. Part of that is because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. Part of that is because I want to be realistic. I want to have founded claims. But part of my ability to heal is dependent on my belief in my ability. I've used this example before. It's worth repeating here. A healthy self-concept, when tested in education, you can take two students that technically have the same mathematical abilities, and one student who believes they're good at math will outperform the student who does not believe they are good at math by 25%. There is nothing different about their abilities. There is only a difference in their self-concept, their identity. You could say confidence, although they're different psychologically, but that's okay. For the point of this conversation, general language understands the intention here. So if I'm very quiet and I say, yeah, I heal people, I help heal trauma. All of my clients are succeeding and doing better and have improved, have better quality of life. But that's all I say. Or maybe I say it once a month. How will you ever know that I may have stumbled upon the most profound trauma healing method in the freaking world? That yes, what I do is called trauma spotting through source tapping, otherwise known as TEST. The TEST method is built on brain spotting, which is a great method. But what I quickly realized in my trainings is people who are in the world of psychology, they're not allowed to form real healthy relationships with you. They can't tell you, I love you. They can't be your friend. If they see you on the street after your session, they have to ignore you. Nor will they call in source and say, I command healing now. To be able to combine probably one of the most effective, still so new that we're working on the science to prove that, trauma healing methods of brain spotting, combining that with energy healing and source and all of the interconnections that happen in relationship, which is known as the most important factor in trauma healing. This is profound. And so, yes, I have a responsibility to own own my bigness, to shine bright, to say, I might damn well be the goat of freaking trauma healing. And that's awesome. It feels really good. And you want to know what else? As soon as I started playing with that, right? I'm just playing in quiet. I'm not saying this out loud. I got a text that said, Rebecca, you are the goat. Then I go into a client session and she tells me her goat story. There is evidence of the truth that is presented to you when you own your power and authority. So many of us who are here to make a difference, who are here to be leaders, you cannot be a sheep. You are a goat. No matter what you do or say, it doesn't change your goatness. I don't know if does that work? Greatest of all timeness. Yeah. All it does is hide you and prevent you from giving your gift to the world. This is so big, you guys. There is so much happening in the world. The time is now. You have hidden your light for far too long. The world needs your light untarnished. Own your bigness. Own your brightness. Shine. Unfettered. Be the goat. And I'm hearing that question, but what do I have? I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what I'm really good at. You do. That's just coming through. So apparently you do. It's all of the questioning and the doubting that gets in the way. And when you ask yourself, what am I really good at? The first answer is the one you trust. And then everything after that is ego and trauma trying to talk you out of it. Why am I good at trauma healing? Because I healed my own trauma. Why did I get trauma certified? Because I was traumatized. You lead others where you lead yourself. What have you overcome? What have you dealt with? Most of us are here to be healers of some kind. Your modality is driven by what you've experienced and what brings you joy. That's really not the hardest part. The hardest part is believing in yourself, trusting yourself, not overgiving, not self-sacrificing, not playing small, not hiding. All of those hours that you spend on social media, on YouTube, searching another video that's going to tell you how to manifest so you don't actually have to put yourself out there and risk rejection and being seen. All of the seeking, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. You come to a point where you're full. You've learned all there is to learn. The next step is sharing, service, contribution. There's really nothing stopping you other than one finger click on that email to me that says, I'm ready. If you think about it too much, you will talk yourself out of it. Are you ready? Do you want to be the goat? The goat of your thing. The musician who changes the freaking world by creating new music. The gamer who changes the world by creating new games that are not built on crime, that are actually programming kids to do good things. Every single industry in the entire freaking world is broken right now and needs to be redesigned. That's why the community is called the New Earth Construction Team. Every single one of you is needed. Every single one of you is a goat of your gift and talent. There's a reason that we all have unique fingerprints. Not one of us has the exact same personality, the exact same face shape, the exact same, right? Every snowflake has a unique fingerprint. No one will ever be Michael Jordan. You will only ever be you. And being you, being all of you, being authentically, freely to express every ounce of your personality and your desire is what is going to make you thrive, is what is going to bring your success. But it starts with the healing. It starts with removing something that you cannot do from a cognitive process. Thinking, it's like Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem from the level of thinking that it was created. Our brain, in its beautiful effort to keep us safe, developed these programs that are inserted into our limbic brain or our subconscious brain, kind of like a floppy disk that is our program. Its job was to keep you safe. That's fine. But that's now the problem of what's holding you back is the cognitive processing, which means you can't solve it by thinking your way through it. That's why talk therapy alone does not work. Somatic healing therapies work. The body is designed to heal. If you get a cut, you don't have to tell it how to heal the cut. It knows exactly what to do. Trick is you got to give it the proper environment for healing. Can't pour salt on a wound and expect it to heal. You have to stop thinking the way you're thinking. Get into a healing therapy session where someone like me can hold a nervous system state that allows your body to entrain to the state of safety, healing, growth, repair, rest, digest. That is the parasympathetic nervous system state that you rarely access when you are traumatized, wounded, unhealed. In fact, in that hypervigilant state of unhealedness we perpetually live in most of our lives, with the world constantly telling us to be on the go and the trauma brain, the negative bias, always looking for the next problem to get ahead of, you're in fight or flight, a very acidic environment that is not conducive to healing. So it's time to improve your self-concept. It's time to start focusing on your positive. Negative bias is a trauma response. They want to tell us that it's normal to think about the negative so much. No, actually, the collective trauma or the collective whole is experiencing a trauma response. It's time to ask for help. You are not meant to do this alone. The compassionate witness is the critical component to healing. They win when they isolate us. It reminds me of the Disney movie. I think it's Ants or something like that, where the ants come together and defeat the crickets that are trying to take their food, right? Together, united, we're unstoppable. In isolation, we're crippled. So I would love to support you in your healing journey. It is time to be the goat. And if you don't believe me, check out my free 30-minute session link below. I am the goat of trauma healing. What can I say? I am honored and blessed to be able to offer this ability to truly allow you to get to a new place in life, to finally walk through the door where it is rainbows and sunshine on the other side. I exaggerate a little. It's a process, but it is life worth living. And you actually enjoy being here instead of questioning, when do I get to go back home? Because home is where your heart is, literally, in your body, happy to be in your body, enjoying your life. It is possible for every single one of you, I have no doubt. All right. I have a mastermind coming up, in case I haven't mentioned it lately. June 6th, we are not only going to compress time, and in 8 weeks, we're going to move through all of the consistent blocks that hold people back. It is really fascinating how I have seen the patterns, and now I am able to compress time. Not only will you heal all of the major milestones that everyone who's experienced trauma deals with, but also you will learn how to do the trauma spotting method and get certified in it. So if you were to sign up today, you'd get a free hour-long one-on-one session where I'm going to help you kind of pinpoint your roots of your weeds, if you will, the roots of your blocks. And then that will kind of give you the information necessary. And then we'll go through the 8 weeks where I will teach on a certain topic each week, like maybe it's people pleasing or overgiving, something of that nature. We're going to flow with it a little bit. There's a structure, but usually life will bring to us what we need to work with. So in those 8 weeks, we'll move through all of the major key blocks that everyone deals with. I will give a demo session, teach you how to do the trauma spotting, and then we will break out into groups and you will give a trauma spotting session to one of your partners and they will also give one to you. So you get multiple trauma spotting sessions or test sessions and also learn how to do it and get certified in 8 weeks. This is profound. The world needs to know about this. It is a gift that was given to me through the divine. Here's the humble, right? I could not have done this without God. I couldn't have. And it's a gift that was given to me to give the world. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I have a responsibility to let you know that this is the most amazing trauma healing modality probably in the world right now. And you've got to know about it. So make sure you click the link below, join us. I would love to see you there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if there's anybody who could benefit from this. And I will see you on the next video. Namaste, my loves. I love you.